Hey friends, Megan McIntosh here. Welcome to this video. I hope you're all having a great day. Things are good with me. Oh, let me just move that. It's showing the light there. Things are good with me. We are still in lockdown in the Toronto area, which is no big deal. It's all right. We're good. And although my hair is super long, I haven't cut it for forever. But I've just been thinking about cutting it, and I saw my nieces yesterday, and they thought I'd cut it, and they like it long, so maybe I'll keep it long. I don't know. I usually like it at shoulder level or just below. So I hope you're doing good. I hope things are nice and healthy where you are with your family and friends. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to persuade people to buy using rational as well as emotional pain points. So that's what I'm going to cover today. It's going to really help you think about why people buy using, that logical part of that brain and that more intuitive side of themselves that sometimes we think about as impulse purchases. So I can't wait to tell you that. I can't wait to go through that. I'm going to give you five. I'm going to give you 3 points with that today. And also I want to share a quick story before I begin doing the training, because I just think this shows the goodness of people so much. So yesterday I went, I like to take something called the GO train, which is a train that goes across the GTA, Toronto area. And my sister and her family lives in Scarborough, whereas I live in Mississauga. So there's this train that literally, I have the GO train stop right by where I live, and I just hop on it, and then it drops me off right by where she lives, there in walking distance to the GO train. So I took it yesterday, just normally, had a couple of bags. I did have a lot of stuff with me, and didn't think anything this morning. And then I got a random Facebook message from someone saying, hey, are you Megan McIntosh, and were you at the Scarborough GO train station yesterday? I was like, this is a random message. I don't know who this is. They weren't friends of mine. And I'm like, yeah, I was. How do you know this? How do you know me? And then I waited a while, and I didn't message back for a couple hours. I'm like, what is going on? How does this person know I was at this train station? And so then they messaged back and they said, I think I have something that belongs to you. I'm like, what could they possibly have? So here and they were kind of like messaging me back and forth, but not very quickly. So I was like, what's going on? So I said, yeah, I was there. And then I thought, what could they have of mine? So I went to my other room where I was like looking at my couple bags that I went away, and I'm like, my wallet's here, my phone's here, my laptop's here, which I had taken over there. Everything seemed to be in order. So I said, well, what do you have? And they said it was something that was left in the card machine. Can you describe it? Because I want to make sure this is the right person. And so I'm like, what could be in the card machine? The only thing I could think of would be my credit card or the train pass. So I went into my wallet, and lo and behold, my credit card's not there. So I said, is it silver? And I said, I think it's my credit card. And they said, yep. And how nice is this? They picked it up because the train station was closed, so their train was running to go, and so they couldn't find someone at the station. They were closing early. I don't know, when I was there it was closed as well. And so they basically kept the card, and he said, I know someone that lives in Mississauga, because Scarborough's a little bit away from here, and he works with me, and he's going to drop it off to you tomorrow. So I'm like, this is so nice. How nice. He could have just left it there, forgot about it, and at first he said, oh, I'll send it in the mail, and then he knew someone in Mississauga, so tomorrow I'm getting my credit card back from some random stranger. So I wanted to share that story because I thought that was so cool. All right, now I'm going to get into the training of sales. So I love this idea of thinking about rational versus emotional reasons people buy. Now we all know that, instinctively, that sometimes we buy things because we feel like it. We really want to buy something. For instance, let's think of our food cravings, right? If you think about food, there's this idea that you might become an emotional eater where maybe when you're young and you had birthday parties and you had treats and stuff like that makes you feel good. So when you want to feel good, you go towards those foods that make you feel good. The same idea comes through when you're thinking about buying something, is you usually buy something because you want it to make you feel good. And there's actually emotional decisions. So neuroscientists have emphasized specific emotions that play a role in our decision-making process. And here are the decisions that are usually made by emotion. And then I'm going to tell you the decisions that are made rationally. And then I'm going to give you the 3 tips of what you can do to really put this into your marketing and when you're selling to people. So some way to make emotional decisions, why we do it, is like by love, sentiment. So if we feel really good about something, we might make a decision to purchase it. So love and sentiment is usually an emotional decision. If something we're envious of someone and we are like envious of something, we're like, I'm going to buy that, right? That could be an emotional decision to buy something. The emotional decision to buy something could be based on a feeling of pride. Another one could be entertainment. That is an emotional decision. And another one is vanity, right? To make you feel good, to make you look good. These are all emotional decisions to make you feel a certain way. Now, with emotional decisions, need does not necessarily have to be present. So what that means is it could be an impulse buy, or it can be something where like an emotional output is being basically touched upon when you buy something, when it's emotional, because you're getting that love feeling, that sentiment, that you're getting over that envy, right? You're like, I want that too. You feel a sense of pride and ownership. You feel like, I just want to be entertained because that's going to make me feel good. And maybe I want to look good. I want to, feel good here, right? So those are the decisions and the buying purchases that we usually make based on our emotions. Now, what are the things that we do based on rational? All right. Things like profit, things like security, right? Things like utility. I have to use this. I need this, right? If I'm going to eat something, I need cutlery, right? Caution, things based on caution, and things based on health. So rational is profit, security, utility, caution, and health, right? If your car's broken, you need a new one, right? If there might be a little bit of emotional decision on the type of car you buy when you go about buy the car for vanity and entertainment and that type of car. But when something's wrong with your car and you want to get it fixed, you're basically like, I need to get this fixed, right? What's the cost? Who can do this fastest? Who can do it the best, right? There's a guy named Baba Shiv who is a professor of marketing, and I love this quote that he said. He said, the rational brain is great at rationalizing what the emotional brain has already decided. I'm going to say that again because it's so good. The rational brain is great at rationalizing what the emotional brain has already decided. So what I really encourage you to do when you're thinking about your business is know that you're making decisions based on your emotions, and you're based also rational. Like you're looking at both sides of the coin. And so you want to make really smart buying decisions. So let me give you a couple examples of things that you can think about when you're buying your next online course, or you're thinking about ways to increase your training for yourself or your skill development, that kind of thing. So for example, whenever I buy a course or I work with a coach, I look at really what is going to, first of all, obviously I want to emotionally connect with that course or person, right? Usually I'm not connecting very much with the course, but if someone is offering me that course, I like to see their style. I like to see the way they speak. Am I learning from them? Whenever they do content for me for free, am I getting something out of it? Do I like their learning style, right? So that would be emotional, because you can really buy a similar course or do coaching with someone else and it'd be quite similar. But if that person, hits a point with you emotionally and you really connect with them, and their teaching style is fit for your learning style, then that's going to be emotionally based, part of that decision. Now, the next thing is you want to think about is then once you get that emotional side, the rational side of it, like what are the problems that you actually need solving in your business or in your own growth? So for instance, for myself with coaching, I'll give you an example of a couple courses that I've bought over the last couple of years. Now, I bought a lot of courses because I've been doing online marketing and putting myself online. You can check out my blog, but I think I've been doing it since 2011, so a long time. Now, not all this time I was making a lot of money or making any money at all at some periods of time. I was just blogging, but I have been buying courses throughout this time since 2011, like any type of course. And I will say in the beginning, because marketers have such a great way of marketing to you, they use this language. They know that these are emotional decisions and rational decisions people are making. So when you're reading a sales page, know that they are going to write and use their copywriting in an emotional sense, right? They're really gonna go into maybe a story that's similar to you, or what your pain points are, or what you're aspiring for. So just know that whenever you're buying something, that people know this, if they're a good marketer, that they have to hit upon not just the rational side of things, like you get this in the course, you're gonna get 10 calls, you're gonna get this, right? Here are the benefits, and here are the things you're gonna come away with it. They're also going to paint that picture in that story in a really emotional setting so that you feel connected to buying from that person. And so let me just give you examples of the courses. So for instance, I've bought an Instagram course. Now, I purchased this Instagram course because personally I knew I wanted to get better at Instagram. This was last year. And I knew that I liked my feed, but I'm not a designer. And so I thought, okay, is this course going to be, is this something that I'm just buying because I actually found this course with an ad on Facebook, right? Because there's a lot of ads on Facebook. So this was something where I was like, oh, I just saw this ad. Uh-oh, don't let me buy that course, right? But then I looked into it and I said, okay, is this really a course that I want? And so there's a ton of Instagram courses out there, and that I actually looked at the sales page. I looked at this person's actual Instagram feed. I learned a lot before I purchased, right? Just be careful you don't just purchase right away. Do a little bit of research. And I really thought, okay, I do want to learn how to design my feed. I do want to learn how to write good captions. And so for me, I rationalized this decision as well as just put that emotional purchase. And I will say that courses in the past that I've bought, like this was a course that I bought that I hadn't bought a lot of courses in a long time, because I used to make a lot of just emotional decisions on courses. I'm like, I need that. Oh, I heard that's a good course. Oh, I want to take that. Oh, that sales page is really good, right? There's this guy named Frank Kern who's a really good internet marketer, and he has really good sales copy. And I've bought a few of courses from him in the early days, like 2011 or 2012. And it's just because his sales page copy is so good. He really he's just good. So I was like, why did I buy another course? Oh, the sales copy. So instead I'm like, do I really need this? Is this a skill that I actually need to develop, or I want to develop, right? And so I actually stopped buying courses after a while, because I thought, I'm only going to buy a course if I know the course has skills in it or techniques that I don't know yet. And that's why I do a lot more private coaching, where I was in a mastermind recently where I knew that I wanted to learn copywriting and get my content copy written, copy edited, because they had a copy editor in the course, and I really wanted to do things with marketing. And so that's why I went into the mastermind, and I knew I wanted it to be high level. So I really made a lot of, basically pro and cons of this decision. And then I got into, now I have a coach, right? I have a one-on-one coach. And that was because I knew that I didn't want to do any more courses. I knew that I had done a lot of courses. I know all the skills. I know exactly what I need to do for my business. And I just wanted that accountability piece. I just wanted that extra brain power. Like when you get a coach, you want that bonus brain power. So when I have a coach, it's like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need her to tell me, hey, this is how you write a post, or this is how you, let me think what else I might like to know. Here's how you create a call, right? How you do a sales call. I knew all the elements and all the strategies already. So the reason why I decided upon a coach instead of taking another course or mastermind is simply because I wanted someone that could hold me accountable, number one. And number two, having that second brain, that partner in my business who I could go back and forth with my ideas and say, hey, this is my content. Can you take a look at it? What do you think? And strategizing on the different things. So that was where I really knew that I had the skills, but I wanted to do implementation. So if you're looking for a one-on-one coach, like this is what coaches are really good for when you're, but they can also give you the strategy too, but this is where my mindset was coming in. All right, so now I'm gonna give you 3 other things that you can do to really help you use emotional connectivity when selling to your potential clients, and also keeping that emotion there and connection and building on those relationships and making them long-term relationships with your current customers and clients. So number 1, what do people want? What do you want to do? You want to think about that trust, right? Making that a very important part of your business, is always have trust as almost like the number 1 thing that you focus on, and being able to constantly show trust to your clients and show trust to potential clients. So how do you do this? How do you create trust when people are going to buy from you, right? Because they want to trust you before they buy from you. One of the number 1 things is consistency, and getting consistent in putting yourself out there and in your message and showing up, right? Showing up consistently, being visible with your marketing so that people know that I can count on this person. I can count on this person to be in my corner if they want to coach me. I can count on this person because I see them showing up when they say they're going to show up, right? Do what you say you're going to do. The same thing is for coaching. I like to have specific perimeters when I'm coaching with people and saying, hey, this is when I'm going to be able to get this copy edited for you, right? I don't like to I like to have expectations there for them, right? So really understanding what are your expectations and showcasing those expectations so people can feel them and know them and they can trust you, because instead of, not showing up when you're going to say you're going to show up, not doing what you're like finishing a task when you say you're going to finish it, be well organized. People love that. Have a really organized experience for people so that they know that they can count on you and you're building that trust. The second thing is surprise them, right? So you want to surprise them with over delivering and really going that extra mile. So thinking about always what are the things that you can do to make that experience unique, that separates you from other people, right? Is it doing an extra really good comment on something that someone's given you and just really taking that extra care when you're looking over their work or when you're commenting on their Facebook post? Or is it doing a special birthday message to them? Maybe you have a loyalty rewards program. Really surprise them. How can you go that extra mile for someone? I know that I was coaching someone recently and she wanted me to look over something, and I think it was over the weekend. And I said, of course I will. I'll do that. I will make that exception. It's no problem. And so what is that thing that you can do when that person maybe wants you to over deliver and it's not part of your expectations, right? It's not part of your contract or your agreement to maybe work on weekends, but if you want to over deliver and go that extra mile, maybe every once in a while you surprise them. And the third thing, and this is something that I love, is your sense of humor and being a real human. All right, so I really think it's important that emotion comes from human connection, and getting connected with someone really is about what are the same things that you like to talk about, right? Last night was the Meghan and Harry interview with Oprah. I don't know if you saw it, but my friends and I were going back and forth on Facebook about it. So what are the things that are in your world that you can share with your clients, with your potential clients, so they can get to know you in an emotional level, right? So for instance, your music you listen to, the sports, do you have specific entertainment, celebrity that you like to do? What are your hobbies, right? Is it yoga, Pilates, skiing, whatever it is, right? Be a real human and connect with people in your audience as well as your current clients in a way that makes them know that you're not just like a robot, not just someone that is like coaching them and copy editing their work or doing whatever you do. Really bring that flair, bring that human element so that they feel that they can really trust you and that you're unique, because we're all unique, but if we're not showcasing those elements of us, then People don't really know what's different about you, or it's harder to connect with someone when we don't know a little bit about their personal life or who they are really deep down. And lastly, I just wanted to bring one more thing up, is the rational way of decision making is really, you want to make sure that any time that you are selling something to someone, that you're solving a problem and that you are offering a solution. You really need to know the tangible reasons for what you're selling. So for instance, whenever I'm selling a course, I really think clearly of that ideal client. Who is that person that is going to buy the course from me, and what are they needing specifically? Like, what is that one big problem that I can solve with that course or that coaching, so then they feel that they can rationally purchase what I'm selling because they're saying, does that solve my problem, right? So that Instagram course, going back to that, I wanted to learn how to design my feed better. I wanted to learn how to write better captions. And so that's the same thing. Like, someone is coming to you to solve a problem. Every time you put something out there on the internet, anytime you put an offer out there, know that the person that's buying from you is going to make emotional decisions. So whether they like you and your style of teaching and that kind of thing, but they also want to know if you're actually going to solve their problem. So you have to really understand your ideal client and know, can I solve this person's problem, and do I know what their problem is, and what is that solution that I can give to them, so that their rational brain, that part of their buying decision, is being nurtured. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening wherever you are. Bye.